Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Seeing the situation in Syria, Burma, and Iraq, etc., seeing the pictures of babies, children, women being tortured, I feel totally helpless. Is there anything that I can do to help the Muslim Ummah as one individual with no worldly power?
Yes, there is. You can pray for them and you can fix yourself. You can ask Allah for forgiveness. These are all innocent people. They didn't do anything wrong. That means that they are paying for the others who are doing something wrong. Are we sitting down to think? Are we responsible for what is happening too? In Syria, in Burma, in Iraq, in Chechenistan, in Palestine, in the whole world where there are Muslims. Are we responsible for it too? Unless you feel that you are responsible, you are not going to find sincerity, because we are all in it. We are responsible for it. We are responsible for all those things that are happening there. Why do we think we are concentrating so much on the Khilafat? Because when there was a Khalifah, the Khalifah was protecting the Muslims. Not a single masjid turned into a church. The Khalifah was protecting Muslims and the armies were protecting Muslims. We just came back from some masjids that they were coming from Eastern Europe and they are saying, oh, the Turks left us to the edge of the Christian sword. The Ottomans, they left us. You foolish one, empty head Imam. Khalifa is asking you for soldiers to fight for the name of Islam, and you are not sending any. You want to protect yourself? Protect yourselves. What happened to you when you protected yourself? Allah gave you protection. What were the Ottomans they were doing? They were collecting troops to protect Turkey, to protect Istanbul, or they were collecting soldiers and they were protecting Shams, Mecca, Medina, all the holy places, everywhere. 28 fronts, 28 battle lines. There were 28 simultaneous conflicts, battles, wars that is happening in the Ottoman times. And thus worst of times, still the Muslims, they were protected. Because the Khalifa was there. But it got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse is coming. Because the Muslims, they're saying, we don't want Khalifa. We want to protect ourselves like that empty head ones. So protect yourself. What, are you being protected? No. Even the kafirs, they understand. You belong to an empire, always. Now they don't use that word. They say we belong to a superpower. But they belong to a big power that they can be behind and say, I'm going to protect you too. Muslims learn nothing. Because once you reject the representative of the Prophet, you lost your head, you lost your direction, you lost your faith. 3 days, no Khalifa, you have no Islam. That is why Muslim blood became very cheap. We are responsible for that. We have to ask Allah, especially in this month, forgiveness from that. Yes, from an individual wrong things that we have done, we must look and we must find and we must fix. Communities, as communities, Islamic communities, wrong things that we have done, forget about it. What Islamic communities? The Jummah is supposed to be a communal, a community gathering where the community understands which direction we're heading as a community. What wrong things we're doing, what right things we're doing. The Imam is supposed to correct. Imam is going up there to do nothing but to collect money. Nations is supposed to think and sit and understand as a nation which direction we're going, how we have wronged ourselves. Nations are doing that. Are nations really doing that? Islamic nations, are we doing that? No. Not at all. What Islamic nation? Which Islamic country is saying now, as a nation, All of us, we're going to pray one night together, asking Allah for forgiveness. Which nation is doing that? Which nation is saying Raghaib is coming? Which nation is saying Barat is coming? The whole nation, from the governments especially, saying everyone to start praying to Allah. Which nation is doing that? None. So nations are not doing that. So the whole Ummah is falling into a wrong situation. This is the month of forgiveness, but the Ummah is not looking at how wrong things we have done. Wrong. Yes, we have done so much wrong. And all those innocent ones, they're being paid for the mistakes that we are doing. We are not escaped. We cannot escape from that. We are not exempt from that. The only reason we're enjoying something is because others, they are suffering. What can we do? At least to have that understanding, wrong things we have done. Ya Rabbi, forgive us. Not empty, easy. Forgive us. Astaghfirullah, 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 astaghfirullah. But to think, it is true. Look at that. That is happening. Allah. And I have so much food in front of me and I complain. And I have so many clothes, I complain. I have all this, I complain. I have that, I complain. And look at this one. So at least to put two and two together. They don't. From the Islamic leaders to the sheikhs, to the alims and the ulamas, they don't put two and two together. They don't even put one and one together. And when they gather, they don't put that together. When they gather, they just make zikr. Or they make mawlud. It is good. You should make zikr. You should make mawlud. Don't say I'm against that. But why are you not putting it together? Because they are afraid. Once you start to what? Enjoin something good and forbid something evil, which is a farce to everyone, especially to alims and ulamas and sheikhs. Farce more for them. If they are not forbidding evil and enjoining and encouraging good, when there are thousands of people in front of them not waking them up, they are not fulfilling that farce. Burden and heaviness will fall on them. What is the good? You're sitting down and you are making all this kind of mehfils and everything, and you're not waking up the people to say you are going in a wrong direction. But they're gathering people, mashallah, to have salawat, to have mawlid, which is good, like I said, but wake up. Beyond that, you are loving the Prophet. Love whom the Prophet loves. The Prophet loves truth. The Prophet loves his ummah. Are you making the ummah to understand, Ya Rabbi, all those ones that are suffering, lift their burdens from them. Change this zulm. Change us. Make us to understand the wrongs that we are doing. Make us not to support shaitan and Dajjal and their supporters. They cannot say this. They don't dare to say this. Once they say it, they cannot gather tens of thousands of people, definitely. Their mouths will be taped. They are afraid of that. They may be in trouble. So it is safer just to sit and just say, not salawats, mawlid. That time you don't offend anyone, but you offend your Lord. You offend truth. You offend Allah and His Prophet. So yeah, this is the month of forgiveness. And we should ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness. Every wrong thing that we have done, we can trace it back to the exact time and moment and intention where we made that mistake. Then we need to ask why we made that mistake. The nation is in this situation. Where did the nation is being punished? Where did we make that mistake as a nation that we have deviated from the Siratul Mustaqim? Where? Once we understand that we made that deviation, once we rejected the Khilafat, once we say we don't want a Khalifah, if the nation understands this, then Allah will send help. Nation is not understanding. Those ones in power who can speak to hundreds and thousands and millions of people, they don't want to make the nation to understand because it doesn't fit to the powers that are controlling them for them to speak words like that. Otherwise, they're not going to have that much power, that much popularity, that much money coming to them. They cannot speak the truth. So who are the Haqqanis now? May we be the Haqqanis, inshallah. May everyone stand for Haqq. But now you're going to put things together. You're not going to separate. You say, oh, so nice, month of Rajab is coming. I'm going to make so much prayer. I'm going to make so much zikr. I'm going to get so much blessings. And what is happening in the rest of the world? You're separating yourself from that. You're not thinking, are you praying for them? Are we saying, Ya Rabbi, please don't punish us? The mistakes, the sins that this ummah have done, until we ask forgiveness from Allah. From who? From Sultan Abdul Aziz. Jannat Mekan. Sultan Abdul Aziz Khan. This ummah is being punished for the sins where we have committed against him. Wait. The awliya Allah is saying, wait. Our Shaykh Effendi is saying, wait until when we have to pay for the wrong things, for the sins and mistakes and the treachery, betrayal that we have done to Sultan Abdul Hamid Khan. That time, today's punishment that is falling will seem like nothing. May Allah protect us. We're asking forgiveness from our sultans. We're asking forgiveness from our khalifahs. We're asking forgiveness from the awliya Allah and the anbiya Allah. And we are saying, please send us a sultan. Send us a sahib. Send us a sahib al-sayf to come quickly to fix this world. We are tired from this. We don't want to be in this. We are not happy with this, Ya Rabbi. We are weak. Our hands are tied. Give more power to our sultan who is going to come and make us not to fall to our ego and the way of Dajjal, but to be in the way of Haqq, Ya Rabbi. For the sake of the Holy Prophet, al-Fatiha.